Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Amma ba'd, fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah. Assalatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. Welcome, dear viewers, to another segment of Do Not Harm Others. Let's firstly listen to an excellence of reciting Durood Sharif, Salat ala Nabi. Our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the person who will be saved the quickest from the horrors and accountability of Judgment Day will be the one who recited the most salat upon me. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam. Our religion of Islam encourages us to benefit others, asks us to come to the help of others, and at times, if possible, to comfort others as well. One way we can comfort others is by visiting them when they fall sick. We find out that a loved one, a friend, fellow Muslim has fallen ill. When we go with the intention of acting upon the Sunnah of visiting the sick, Allah Ta'ala will reward us. But even when we go to visit a sick person, there are etiquettes. There are rules that we must abide by. Otherwise, instead of attaining reward, we may end up returning with sins. We may dishearten the sick person. We may end up causing harm and pain to the ill person, the patient. And you might be thinking, how? How will this happen? Just think about it. If we go and the person is suffering from a terminal illness, or he's in severe pain, he's tired, he doesn't want you to stay long, but you stay for long. You don't get up. You continue talking, you continue asking useless questions that won't benefit him or you. Instead of saying to the person, don't worry, inshallah, you'll get better, Allah Ta'ala grant you a swift recovery, and saying positive things, if we end up saying negative things, if we end up lowering the spirits of the person, if we end up harming the person with our speech, we've gone to inquire about their health, but instead we're complaining to them about the children, about someone else, another family member, then obviously the desired benefits won't be attained. When you visit a sick person and you can sense that the sick person, the ill person, doesn't want you to stay there for long, he's in severe pain, he doesn't really want to talk at that moment, he's tired, various other reasons. This is what the Sharihin have said, that if the sick person feels pain because of your presence, then you go, you do iyada, you fulfill the sunnah and you leave quickly. But what's our state? We might go there and expect brunch, dinner. We've gone there to visit the person, to do dua for him, but instead we also want to stay there for a long period of time. We're trying to change it into a social meeting, a social event, a link up. And that's not the purpose of visiting a sick person. And normally, we're intelligent, we're human beings, we know when a person feels discomfort due to our presence. And we also know the opposite, that the ill person wants us to stay. He is, for example, initiating the conversation, he is happy to see you there, he's glad that you've come. Mullah Ali Qari rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi says, in that situation, when you know that the sick person isn't discomforted by you being there, in fact he likes it, he wants you to stay for a longer period, then it's fine to do so. And the same Mullah Ali Qari rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, he mentions 4 incidents, 4 waqiyat, and you might find humor in them as well, in terms of the reaction of the sick person, in the wordings that were uttered by them, but they were full of nasiha, full of advice. The first story, Mullah Ali Qari narrates, is that some people went to visit Sayyiduna Sari Saqati rahmatullahi alayhi when he fell ill. And this was the illness before maut, maradul maut, in the final illness. Obviously a person's in extreme pain. And these people, they sat there for long. They shouldn't have. And he rahmatullahi alayhi was suffering from stomach disease. People said to him, make dua for us so that we may return. Sayyidina Sari Saqati rahmatullahi alayhi, admonishing them, said, "O Allah Azza wa Jal, grant them the correct understanding of how to visit a sick person. Enable them to understand how you're supposed to visit a sick person. That they're there sitting for a long period. They don't even realize that Sayyidina Sari Saqati rahmatullahi alayhi is in great pain, that they continue sitting there. And then when they ask for dua, this is the dua he made, so that they don't harm another person as well in future. Allahu Akbar. The second account, a person went to visit a sick individual, an ill individual, and he too sat there for a long period of time. So the sick person said, I'm feeling pain because of the large number of visitors, the sheer number of visitors. This person who was there and had been there for a long period of time, he said, shall I close the door? The ill person said, yes, but from the outside. Meaning you need to leave as well. You should depart as well. I'm feeling discomforted by you as well being here. The third account, which Mullah Ali Qari narrates, a person again was sitting with a patient, an ill person, for a very long period of time. And then he asked, what are you suffering from? What pain do you feel? And the sick person replied, the pain of your presence. That you are here, you're not moving, you're not budging. You being there all this time, this is causing me pain. And the fourth waqiyah that Mullah Ali Qari narrates, he says that a few people visited a sick person, and again they sat there for long. And eventually they said, advise us. The sick and ill person replied, I advise you not to sit for long when you visit a sick person. So you understand the intelligence of our pious predecessors through these accounts, and at the same time, the discomfort they expressed because of people staying there for too long. So this is a part of wisdom, a part of intelligence, knowing how long you should stay there for. And generally speaking, we need to learn about the etiquettes of visiting the sick. We never give time to learning adab, learning manners, which our deen has taught us beautifully. The books of Islam are filled with these etiquettes. So when visiting a sick person, first of all, we should know that the reason we visit them is because it is a sunnah of the beloved Prophet ﷺ. The Prophet ﷺ did this throughout his blessed life. And we, following in the footsteps of the beloved ﷺ, we visit the sick person. Another thing mentioned is that if a person knows that the patient, the ill individual, will not like it if I go to visit him, he should not visit him. Another adab of visiting a sick person is if you go and notice the severity of the illness, you're not supposed to mention it. Why? Because you're there to encourage the person. You're in there to comfort the person. If you're going to start mentioning, oh, what's happened to your arm, or what's happened to your leg, or this illness I've heard you've contracted and I've heard you're going through this, that person will only feel disheartened. The person will only lose determination to fight that illness. When we visit a sick person, we should utter positive statements, statements that will make him feel good, that will comfort him. When we go to visit a sick person, we shouldn't just assume that we are able to or allowed to touch his head or any other part, for example, the arm. He may extremely dislike it because he's ill. He could be going through all sorts of emotions. When we go there, we fulfill the sunnah of visiting, and if we know the person wants us to leave quickly, we should leave quickly. If you start touching the head of a person or his arm, he may dislike it. He may even say something to you. So this is not to be done. Visiting a transgressor, a fasiq, this is also permissible because he's a Muslim at the end of the day. We all sin. So it's permissible to visit a sick person who is a fasiq, a transgressor. We should do dua for his rectification, reformation, for him to recover from this illness and to become a better Muslim as well. Think about it like this. When people visit us when we're sick, what things cross our mind? We want them to visit and leave quickly. Sometimes we don't desire for many people to come and visit us. So this is a part of understanding a person's psyche. When you know someone is of such a nature, he doesn't want too many people to visit him, or if you visit, he doesn't want you to stay for long, you should follow that. And we should stay far away from harming others. That you are supposed to go with the intention of comforting an ill person, but you end up returning with no reward, but sin instead. You may say something that harms him, hurts his feeling. You may even start attacking his family members. Na'udhu billah, you may say, why don't you look after him? He's in this situation because of you. A person may say this to the mother, to the father, to the siblings, to the children, to the spouse. This is not a time to say such things. And if someone's suffering, try to help them. If you can help monetarily to provide medicine, you should do so. If you can help in another way, you should do so. But you should definitely not harm the ill person so that he ends up cursing you, or he ends up speaking ill of you to his family members and says, never allow this person to come again. He's come to visit me, but look what he ended up saying. That's why I don't like people to come to visit me. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the tawfiq to understand the importance of visiting the sick and the manner, the adab of visiting sick people. How long to visit for, what to say when we're there, what to take with us when we go, how to benefit the sick person. All of these things we need to learn and implement them in our lives, inshaAllah. May Allah give us tawfiq to do so. Ameen. Bijahin Nabi al-Ameen. Sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam.
We love Madani Channel. We love Madani Channel.